Howdy, everyone. Matt here. I got a question for you. When you see somebody post about a methodology or a treatment or something online, does that change your mind instantaneously? Let's talk about it. All right, everyone. First and foremost, let me introduce myself. My name is Matt. I am Matt the PT, coming at you with another video on another topic of something from the physical therapy world. And this one, it's based upon this story right here. So if you haven't heard, TJ Watt, brother of JJ Watt, suffered a collapsed lung from a dry needling procedure. And as recording this, I have not seen all the details of what happened, but people are just talking about dry needling now. It has come back about it. And I have been seeing these posts from people that are on one of two sides. One, dry needling, anti-dry needling. Dry needling is unnecessary. It's dumb. We should never do it. This is just evidence of why it's bad. Other side. Hey, dry needling is a safe and effective intervention. Accidents happen. There's precautions that are taken. If you look at the overall treatments of stuff, there is accidents with anything, everything from surgery, medication, anything that these things happen. And what happens in the comments under these is that you will see these same things. Is one, somebody's like, I agree with the original poster. I agree with you. The people who are on the other side are dumb and misinformed. But what's also in the comments? I disagree with the original poster and that the people that agree with them are dumb and misinformed. And this happens all the time. You see it with things about religion or politics or even over to like sodas or like whatever's the best pizza or anything. People just start this thing. And I really want to ask these questions. Is that does making this post or starting these arguments or whatever in the comments actually change someone's mind instantaneously? Do you think anyone ever just looks at it and goes, oh my gosh, you're right. You're 100% right. I'm going to throw out all of this and go about changing all of it? Most likely not. Most likely. I'm not going to say never, because if it happens one time, then you statistically cannot say it never happened. But I see that as for the vast majority of the time, it doesn't change people's opinions to see something and go about and start an argument. Now, I'm saying all this because it's not one. I do believe that we do need to have these discussions. I do believe it is healthy. And that's kind of what I like to do with here. Hey, this is a thing. Let's have a dialogue. Let's talk and let's discuss. Because really with people, anybody who's ever changed their mind about something from, religions or politics or again, like pizza, you know what they will tell you? That they were like, I changed my mind over time. It was a gradual process. It was something that I looked at, I pondered over, I looked at this, I thought about this. It took time. And they're really going about it and saying, okay, is this actually true? Should I look at this? That's how it. And whenever I see these posts about any sort of treatment or whatnot come up, is really all it does is it just confirms what people already believe. If you believe what that person posts about, whatever, you're just going to dig your heels in and you're going to say, yes, this is it. This is all right. If you don't, you'll see that and go, no, they're absolutely wrong because of this or this or this. And really looking at it, I think people, again, do one of two things. I think there's a percentage of people who look at that and go, I agree. And a smaller percentage of them are like, I'm going to comment that I agree. And that there's a small percentage of people who goes, I don't agree. But there's a small percentage of them that say, I'm going to comment that I don't agree. But I really look at it in the middle. And that most people look at it and go, huh. And they scroll on to the next thing, that they don't really care whatsoever. Like when we talk about it, just really doesn't seem like overall a lot of this really like changes too much. And I think we really need to have that sort of thing. Like, I mean, we're all entitled to our opinions. We're all entitled to say, I believe this, I believe that. And you can have your opinion and your beliefs in that as well. And whenever it comes to somebody possibly challenging that, I do believe that warrants and opens a door for a discussion, a talk, a sit down to say, why is it that you believe that? Okay, well, I hear what you're saying. Here's the evidence that I would say that kind of maybe contradicts or is something that you maybe have not looked at. To which you can have the other person go, oh, well, you know what? I would like to look at that. I would like to look at this. And maybe I would ask questions. You know, what about this? What about that? And then you can start this dialogue. And you're going really back and forth with one another of having an actual discussion. And you know what I really believe would come out of that? Is that people will walk away and go, hey, you know what? I had this discussion with someone. I understand where their side is. They understand where I am. They've walked away with something. I walked away with something. And you know what? Everything is better. And I think that's what we really should be doing when we see this stuff online within our own profession or whatnot and having that talk. I hope you would agree that hitting that thumbs up button would be greatly appreciated, and subscribe to the channel. Back to the video. Now, there are times where I do believe that we do need to talk out about, things like misinformation, people that are fear mongering or pushing, unhealthy, unsafe things. We should have that discussion. We should really bring that out. And I'm going to say, when it gets into those things, you can't really fight those people that are pushing the misinformation. So people that will say, certain exercises are dangerous, our exercise belief is the only one to do, you should be doing. You're not going to change those people's minds. What you really should focus on is changing the people that they are trying to work on. So to say, hey, okay, they have this information, they're putting it out. This is what makes it incorrect. And here's where you can look to actually see and compare and contrast and see actually all those aspects and things of it. Now, here's a couple things that I'm just going to kind of wrap up with. One, really, when I see people talk against these modalities or methodologies or interventions and stuff, I don't really believe it moves the needle that much. I honestly, truly don't believe it actually does that. So talking about dry needling in this case, I don't believe that this incident is going to make people throw out their needles. I don't really believe it's going to make people go, no, I'm not going to sign up for the classes. I don't really believe that. Because again, it's just going to help confirm the people that don't want to needle or don't want to do those things. They're just not going to do it. And the people that do believe it and utilize it and believe that it is something effective are going to look into it and look into the why behind it. Why did this happen? How can we best walk away that we're going to say that this is safe, that this is going to be this? And again, even in the courses and stuff that they're going to look at and go, hey, yes, that this happened, but here's the reason why. And they may dig into it. We could find out all sorts of stuff. Maybe we will find out more stuff as we go along in these cases. Additionally, I think it's not going to sway the public's view as well of these modalities. And that's a big thing. So when we're talking about things like dry needling, people come in asking for that. Seeing him, a very well-known football player, suffer this injury, is it really going to make people go, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go for those things. I mean, if we want evidence of it, look at like the neck manipulations that get done, so those rotational ones that people will talk about, strokes or things that happen, that they will, hey, here is a famous person that suffered a stroke, or here is an incident of somebody suffering a stroke, and people will still go and have that done. They will go and get their neck pop. Oh, it just feels so great. good gracious, and it's all over TikTok. But they still go despite seeing those stories and stuff like that, and that they're still demanding and asking about it. That is really any of that going to change? I don't really think so. Now I want to tell my story about this and what I believe, especially with like dry needling. So I remember around 2015-16 time, dry needling was so popular in my area. Everybody was doing it. Every clinic was advertising it on their website, on their social media, just pushing it. And what I was seeing is like, are you really using this correctly with people versus it's the new thing and people are just demanding it. They're hearing about it and that's what they are wanting. And I will tell you, I went through the dry needling certification. I will say my company paid for it. I went through it. But the biggest thing that I took away from it is that it needs an assessment. You need to assess the person and determine if this is something that's going to benefit them. And I can't tell you the number of people that have come to me from other clinics and said, oh yeah, they did all that needling stuff. And it was like, you're not indicated for that. Or the number of people who have come in to say, yeah, so-and-so told me about that needling thing. I need to get that done. And you assess them and it's like, you don't have an issue that needling will help. I had a case manager that got mad because I didn't needle this patient that came in. And I had to explain, they have a ligament issue that comes on from something that they are doing, that they're straining a ligament. Dry needling will not affect that. Y'all can get mad as much as you want. I'm not just going to do it willy-nilly because you're asking. And I will tell you, to this day, I still have that philosophy. I'm still super, extremely selective on if and when I ever do it. I recently had management. It was like, hey, should we advertise that you do this? No, I don't want it out there. I don't want that there because people can then say, well, I just want this. I don't want them just saying, I just want to come in for this thing. No, I want to assess them. I've had discussions with physicians that they will just say, oh, I think you need dry needling. And they just will send what it's like. We need to assess you and understand if that is something that you actually need and benefit from. And it's not something to do just willy-nilly. Oh, you just throw that out there. And I've had the discussions with people about the use of it. And that's how I talk to them about it. Do I know how to do it? Yeah. Do I do it on everyone? No. Do I do it on a small percentage of people? Yeah, I will. And I'll tell you this. I've talked to other therapists who say, yeah, I use it as an additional little source of income. People come in, ask for it. Hey, can you do some needling? They're like, I'll do 15, 20 minutes of needling for $50. Help supplements the income to my little clinic or whatnot. People are wanting it. I'm going to be safe with it. And the thing is, it's like, again, with that being there, people that talk about it or whatever, the other stuff out there, it doesn't move the needle very much in it because there's still a demand. There's still all that stuff going on that people don't super change their mind by just seeing that stuff. So with all that being said, I want to hear your thoughts, beliefs, opinions, all down in the comments. Do you think that these videos that people put out to say yay or nay against something are actually changing anything? Or do you think it should be best that we sit down and actually have talks? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you a copay or anything like that. And until next time, take care of yourself. Take care of your patients. I'll see you then.